We're here on the Todd Shapiro Show. I'm going to stop saying that. We're here on the show. Canada Laughs Ch.168. And Mizz Barbie Bitch. That's, I always think you're chewing gum, but it's your lip stuff. That's your weird lip stuff. Brody, you were saying that, just to update our listeners here, because we're the news breaking station. A lot of people should know that by now. We break news. You're saying there's new Jian Ghomeshi news?
So on Thursday afternoon, which is today, crisis communications firm Navigator and PR agency Rocket Promotions both announced that they had dropped Ghomeshi as a client. Navigator said, the circumstances of our engagement have changed and we are no longer able to continue.
Dude, I keep thinking about that tweet that Anna read to us, that he wrote to Anna. Now that I like he because he hasn't said anything except for that one little. Well, he had a huge letter and then he had one little Facebook statement saying I don't know what he said. I don't really care. But to Anna, he said that more mud was going to be thrown.
Yes,
and that a lot of people, including this blogger, are going to release more information. This is wild stuff, man. And now there's an investigator joining the probe, and there's a lot of interesting stuff going on with Jian Ghomeshi. And again, we are not making any judgment right now. We're not passing any judgment until all the facts are out there. But I can tell you this. When 8 women come out, including this Lucy lady from Trailer Park Boys, and says how violent that he was with them, you have to really start to question the strength in numbers. You really have to start to question, is this stuff truly real, and why, which is what I'm thinking right now, why would these women want to defame a guy like this unless it was real? It doesn't make, I can understand 1 or 2 maybe who have an agenda against you and you're a jilted ex, as he stated they might be, but when there's so many, why would they want to bring someone down if he wasn't this terrible?
It's what's a little bit off kilter with the whole thing is there's 2 sides of the story now. One of them is Jian's story, which is that he said in his Facebook post essentially that there is a group of women led by one ex-girlfriend and a reporter that are out to defame him. So you either believe that there's a cabal of females after this guy, as he's saying, or that these women are telling the truth. And those are both sides of the story that have come to light so far. It's disturbing on both ends.
It's wild, man. And I can tell you this. If he did do this stuff, and if it is proven, which, women I don't think would make this stuff up. I would hope they wouldn't. That's the only thing. Maybe 1 or 2 in certain situations that happens. That. But so many. If he does this, I mean, this guy's doomed. And if there's recent stuff, the police are going to investigate this. He's going to end up going to, he's going to end up going to jail if there's something that comes out that's recent.
Yeah.
And can be proven. And then he's got this teddy bear thing.
Big-eared teddy, which is a teddy bear that the women have alleged to have seen, that he'll bring them, what they're saying, that these females that have come out against him are saying that he would bring them into his house, show them a teddy bear called Big-Eared Teddy, then turn the teddy around and say, Big-Eared Teddy shouldn't see this, and then proceed to strike and sexually assault these women.
Oh, that's amazing.
And
Boomer, honestly, I'm sorry, buddy. There's that's not a funny thing to say. Like you're laughing. No one knows you jump in the room. But no one knows you jump in the room. Okay? And we're talking about something serious. I have to put it out there, and you're like, oh, that's amazing. You hear a voice. We have to have context with this stuff. So please, man. We're talking about something very seriously here, and I don't want any woman to think that we think, striking a girl because they're distracted by a bear is amazing, and that's the perception of it.
No,
okay. So Boomer's in the room. I think what he thinks is amazing in a comical way. This guy's a bear, and I think that's what you're referring to.
I meant it like Silence of the Lambs style. You know what I mean? How that type of character. So if it was in a movie, that's what I thought was amazing.
Exactly.
Not the point that he actually does this stuff.
Thank you for clarifying that. And there was a Big-Eared Teddy Bear Twitter website that was created in April.
Yep.
And what was some of the tweets on that site, Jay?
It was essentially in regards to, so this Big-Eared Teddy at Big-Eared Teddy at Twitter came out in April before any of these allegations came forward, and was essentially about demeaning women. If you want to be like Jian Ghomeshi, how does it feel like to demean women? I'm going to pull up the Twitter right now, and one of the tweets on here is ever wake up wishing you could live a day in Jian Ghomeshi's shoes? All you got to do is eat, sleep, degrade women, repeat. Yes, it's that easy.
Wow, this was in April before any of these news. Stuff like this just in, Jian Ghomeshi, the real-life monster behind Britney Spears' smash Hit Me Baby One More Time. That's what someone wrote. You know, why would someone do this way back then? Is this that calculated to plan and then get other women to throw this guy under the bus and totally ruin his career? And as Anna read right from a text from him, throw more mud at him down the road? Like, can it be that? My question is, can it actually be this calculated? Or at some point, are we going to find out if this stuff is factual?
You know, I can't see it being, you know, because he thanked, his Facebook post essentially went over the fact that he is into BDSM, and he did admit to striking women in his posts. He also talks about, he thanked this bear in his book, his memoir, 1989. I can't see how, you know, a situation where these women would be lying. I just don't see it.
Now, let me ask you a question. If you were a betting man, just a betting man, in a situation like this, if you saw it in a movie or something, and if it was one of these things that was, you know, so far-fetched that you would hope it could never happen, and I think there's part of me that still hopes it didn't happen, only because I don't want people to get hurt in this world. Like, you know what I mean? And, you know, obviously, these women aren't going to make up, this many women aren't going to make up stuff. That's what I would like to, I'm confident in saying that. But if you were a betting man, Jay, would you say that there's probably some tapes and cameras and stuff?
You know, where there's smoke, there's fire, and the person in charge of the Big Ear Teddy account would tweet at Jian saying that she stole videos from his house. Now, from the women that have come forward, most of them are in the media industry, and one of the theories is that they didn't come out earlier because they're afraid of losing their career or not being able to have a career in Canadian media.
Because he's a very powerful man. Joining us is thank you very much. And normally we have a ton of fun and a ton of laughs with her. Normally we just joke around, but today we're going to delve into this BDSM world a little more seriously, as opposed to just smacking Jay on the face, which actually hurts. And now I'm learning that actually, even though it's consensual and even though we're having fun with it, if it actually leaves a mark, could be considered illegal. Here she is, Ms. Barbie Bitch. But can I just?
Now it's time for another amazing guest.
Can I just call you? Can I just call you Carlie?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I feel like just calling you Carlie during this interview.
Okay.
This is a profession of yours. This is a world you're involved in. This is what a lot of men and some women will pay and come to you into your dungeon, Ms. Barbie Bitch's dungeon, and have some acts done to them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, is there a difference in what we're reading and hearing? And again, we always have to use words like alleged right now. Okay, Barbie, just remember that, because we don't know if it's true. Is there some difference right now?
This is actually pretty amazing. I've been reading up on this and listening to what you said about some of the stuff with the big-eared teddy and keeping him distracted. I think, yeah, I mean, that's calculated. That shows some calculation right there. You know, he didn't just all of it. If it wasn't, you know, if it wasn't spontaneous and spur of the moment, then this is something that it was calculated. So
now, in your world, it's not calculated, is it? In your world, you guys talk about what you're going to do as one, but you don't set up something to distract to do something else.
That's exactly right. You have all your parameters talked about in the very beginning, how far you're going to go, or how,
like a job interview.
It's exactly basically that, you know, because really we live their fantasy. You know, and I always tell them that it has to be within their guidelines, right? You can't go over their guidelines. Like, don't smack me on the ass, don't hurt, you know, don't mark me, whatever. But the teddy bear and the distraction, that's, you know, that's something that he thought about. And
well, again, it's alleged. We don't know. I mean, this is news stories coming out, and
right.
You know, obviously there's going to be a hell of a lot more we're going to find out down the road, and we've been saying that from day one. More folks, forget about what we were hearing about Jarny. I want to know more about what's going on in your world in terms of this contract that you put into place with people. So, I'm being very serious. I normally have a lot of fun with this topic, but I'm coming to Ms. Barbie Bitch. I'm a big CEO, and I'm terrible to all my employees because I don't care about cutbacks, and I let them go and tell them it's all about corporate restructuring. And then I come home and I go, you know what? I need to feel back some of this pain. So I contact you, Ms. Barbie Bitch. We have a job interview. I say, listen, I have a bad lower back. Yeah. I don't want you to strike me there, but I want my nipple clamps. I want them pinched hard. I don't mind you socking me in the face a few times. Is that the type of conversations you have?
Oh, absolutely it is. I ask questions like, because kneeling, if you have bad knees, Drinks, no drinks before, because obviously it's a blood thinner. Any type of debilitating diseases, debilitating.
Are you nervous?
No, I'm on medication. I had surgery yesterday.
What'd you have surgery on?
My
Your,
boob.
your
my
left
breast.
tit? What happened to your left tit?
The sutures came open, so I had to get it
Because you got
resewn.
fake titties.
Right.
You got scars under your titties right now?
I've also have stitches under there too.
Can we see? Show Jay. Just cover the window there. Show Jay. Jay, show. Yeah, show her. I want to see. Describe her scars. No one can see. No one can see. Boomer's showing his. Barbie's showing her big boobs.
Oh, she's got a scar or stitches below her tits, across the tit.
We're in the studios, but is the sales meeting started? Give me a quick, and let me see a quick little. Just make sure no one can see. I don't want to get in trouble here. Let me see your stitches. Let me see those stitches. Those are beautiful stitches. Oh, look how big those stitches are. That's a massive stitch. Oh yeah, I want to give you a stitchy fuck. Okay.
Bear can't see that though.
I have a teddy bear that it's called Teddy Scares, and he's got a big open wound. That's funny.
Oh man. So well, I hope your boobs well.
Me too.
May your
Me
old
too.
one rest in peace.
Yeah.
And
Me too.
this new one heal as soon as possible.
Yeah.
So anyway, this BDSM stuff, is this now tarnishing your world? Is this hurting business from what's going on with Johnny?
I'm going to tell you something. Last year I went to a fetish party, and there was
I'm glad you're telling me something because we're doing a radio interview. That
Yeah.
makes me happy. Yeah. Okay.
There was a couple that were there, and the guy had the girl on all fours, okay? And he was leaning on her, and he was leaning on her back, like taking his cowboy boot really hard into her kidney. So that's somebody that doesn't know. Yeah, that's somebody who doesn't know how to do anything. If you cannot take it, you shouldn't be giving it out. Because at that point, if you're only a giver in that way, that's what makes you an abuser.
Let me ask you a question, Carlie.
I'm glad you're asking questions because we're doing a radio interview. It makes me happy.
I'm into some pretty diverse stuff sexually.
Yeah.
However, at the end of every sexual experience, generally ends like this, and I come, right? What do people get sexually from this kind? As a man, what would a man get sexually from? Essentially beating a woman, or what? Where is the sexuality in that? What is the drive, the motivation to do that?
Well, I told you it's a different type of wiring. At one point we were animals in our life, so our instincts were different. So some people have obviously been able to suppress it, and I mean, nice touches is what they want. But there are others out there that's just not what they want. It's that overpowering of a woman or a man, whichever. It's the degrading of it. Like I said, it's, did he hit them with a closed palm, an open palm? That's where differences comes in. And if they went back, if somebody struck me and I was dating him, I certainly wouldn't go back for a second date. I don't care how expensive the steak was.
I guess that's the freaky thing about all this, honestly, dude.
Yeah.
Is that I don't even know how to talk about this stuff. I just find it so uncomfortable. But if you go back, are they going to try and say that's like this one girl, Lucy, left for good? She left. She says she got struck and she left. Okay, so that's different. But if there's some other women who are coming out saying they got hit by him, but then coming back and kept getting hit, and then he said that they consented to this, how are we going to decide what the law is? Like, this case is going to be so fucking groundbreaking if there is a case. I'm not saying he's being tried right now or that they're even investigating it for all. I don't even know if the police are investigating this, but if they are, this is going to be one of those precedent-setting cases because of the celebrity angle and because of the fact that there potentially could be so many women who were abused, and that's what they're saying.
You got to look at it them as going back, being a part of that. A lot of these women are a part of the media, and I think they feared for their jobs, allegedly.
But Barbie, could there not maybe be some women who were involved in this and actually consented to it? Because that happens in your world.
Absolutely, it does. 100%. Like I said, the thing is, did they go back? That's what's going to make the biggest difference in this case. If Lucy left then she really, I guess she really was hurt and beaten. The other ones, if they came back, then that's, then at that point you really think maybe it was consensual.
Wow. I don't know what's wrong with good old fashioned coming though.
Honestly,
honestly,
just good old fashioned blowing a load.
Just blow your load.
It's that easy.
Really, like
Yeah. I love it. Good old fashioned cum. That's
Yeah.
all I want.
Right.
Just fucking great. I even do it to myself.
You want
just a good old fashioned cum.
I'll even take a punch in the dick if it's appropriate. You want to punch me in the dick and then I can come, no problem. But I don't understand the mindset of a man would hurt a woman for any sexual means.
Well, there is spur of the moment, but the Teddy thing and setting them up like that.
Well, anyway, we don't know.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to hear
Yeah.
more. We're not your news breaking station. We're just the ones trying to understand it like the rest of you guys and trying to have some laughs. And this is one of those topics that you can't laugh at. And that's the brass tacks right there. Anyway, Barbie, thank you very much for joining us. Where can people find you if they're still into the stuff and it's all consensual, because it still does happen?
At MizzBarbieBitch.com.
Ms.
MIZZ.
MIZZ.